Everybody in the galaxy, welcome back to Planet Earth. It's Feedback Friday. That's my show all about analog video, specifically feedback loops. I got some cool gear here set up for ya. I got a Videonics. I got an S-video cable. And I have a CRT television that you might be able to see if I just do a quick little mix here. The reason why this is not running a feedback loop on yours truly is because we're going to try to chroma key it. And I've had a lot of stuff come up this week, so I might be slightly ill-prepared. But that's not going to stop us. We're going to get right into this. Welcome, my friends. It's Feedback Friday. I'm going to play you a little song like I usually do. This one is called You've Got the Blue Light. It's on my album, Vega Starshine. It's Feedback Friday. How we all doing out there? Everyone get up in the chat. Give us some love. That's right. Today we got the Videonics digital video mixer. It's the MX-1. We call it a digital video mixer because I imagine it's doing all sorts of digital craziness inside there. The reason why we love it, because it takes analog video. So you're mixing and you're affecting analog video, which is what we love, digitally. That's the Videonics. I highly recommend getting one of these if you're interested in analog video effects. There's a lot that it can do. As you can see, there's a lot of buttons on this machine. We're going to fumble around with it a little bit. If you catch me on Monday a couple weeks ago, we just finished up my first season of Monosynth Monday. That's dedicated to the Roland TB-303 BASSLINE mono synthesizer. We fumble around with the sequencer on that, making lots of fresh patterns for some acid house sounds. I figure it's appropriate that we fumble around with a video mixer, working with some feedback loops on a Feedback Friday. So let me tell you a little bit of what I got going on here today. This, what you're seeing now, this is a feedback loop using a VHS-C camcorder and a teeny tiny little CRT television. And I got the camcorder just pointed right at this little TV. And when you zoom in, you can open up a portal to the analog video dimension. Just remember, you got the blue light. So normally I'll wire this up to where the image of me is also being mixed in to the image being shown on the TV, if that makes sense to you. But today, we're going to try a little bit of chroma key action here. I've never done this before. Like I said last week, I kind of stay in the shallow end, or I have stayed in the shallow end here on this video mixer. But there's this shiny little chroma key button here it's been calling my name. Or has it been calling out for Kiera? That's funny. We got Kiera in the chat. What you're hearing in the background right now is my Ease show. Oh, the harmless self-promotion never stops on my show. You can find a link to that in the description if you like sci-fi sounding soundscapes. Okay. Let's get a little bit more acquainted to this Videonics video mixer. Okay. So I'm going to try this picture-in-picture here. It's a lot of video mixers. Giving me a hard time. You know, these old vintage pieces of gear can give you a difficult time sometimes, and that's part of the fun. I think maybe what I'll do is I'll show you. I'll do about a half and half here. This is half of one of my video signals being overlaid on the Videonics. So you can see what buttons I'm pressing. I'm going to warn you now, it could get a little bit weird. This thing it's got all sorts of menus and stuff. But once again, that's not going to stop us. So the goal here is to get a chroma key going. To get a little chroma key going on this black background I have. So let's just see what happens when we get into this chroma key. Now I think that it's showing this cursor here on the video that's going through it. I know this can be kind of confusing because there's a lot of cameras going on. Let's just grab, I'm just using the cursor here. I just wanted to show you that the cursor is on the video of me and not the video of the, the mixer itself. I'm just gonna grab this color here. And there we go with the menu. So I don't see an enter button or a select button. That's probably what I should need to find here. We got demo learn. Let's hit the learn button and see what happens. Sometimes you gotta learn, right? We're learning together. It's Feedback Friday. And that button didn't do anything. I am not sure. But I do have the handy dandy user manual here. So maybe I'll take a quick look at that while we enjoy some soundscapes. Okay, it's saying something about fine-tuning the key colors. You can fine-tune the chroma key effect so that more or less of the foreground video will be keyed. Okay. So there is an OK button here. And that'd be the enter button, I imagine. That's what the user manual is saying. So this is going to be really cool when we get this when we get it to work. So thanks for joining me along the journey. I've never done chroma key before on live stream television. Get it? We got live stream and a television. Okay, I'm going to hit OK. Oh, already this is fantastic. Looks like, hey, so I had to build up all that anticipation for such craziness. Now I'm mixing with the T-bar here, and since it's a chroma, I guess it's fading me out. Okay, this is wicked cool. Let's have a look at that. Whoa! Hello, chroma. I want to give one more shout out to Kiera in the chat for chroma key, baby. It's a key era to align in color and attune in sound. So this is fantastic. As you can tell, it's keying the black. So everything else that's black, everything that's reflecting black off my shades, my headphones, that's all going to be showing the second video source through it. Now, if we can get kind of crazy here, problem is I have There is a broken input on this video mixer. That was one of the reasons I was scrambling before the show. You know, there's always a good scramble right before the show. But it would be cool to connect this in as a feedback loop and feed it back into itself. Although I imagine if it's doing chroma key, you could feed back the color it's keying, and you might get stuck in the void. Oh boy, and that won't feel so good. Well, this is fantastic. So on this CRT television here, you can see that's the one coming through the chroma key. It has a couple of knobs. It's got a brightness, a contrast, a hue, and a tint or something. I'm just going to tweak these knobs a little bit and find a kind of setting that I like. And then I'm going to take my camcorder and zoom on in. Now that's cool. See, we're ready to get galactic now. And there it is. So it might be fun to try to mess around with some of these signal chains, but I can't guarantee that they'll be stable because there's a lot of stuff going on here. I'm running in the CRT feedback loop with the camcorder. I got the chroma key mixer over here, and I got a video mixer that's running the superimpose effect here, and that's where you're getting that blue light. We might be able to use this Panasonic doing the superimpose to help us get this signal even more crazy than it already is. I know it's looking pretty awesome. Now that's a cool effect. Great for music videos. Great for any sort of video projects you got in mind. So I'm working with the knobs on this TV. When you get a CRT television, you want to get the ones that have these knobs on them, especially the chroma, the hue, so that you can do some hue cycling. And that just means it's feeding back in a color and changing it ever so slightly every time it feeds back. That's really cool. Very happy with that. So apparently it was hiding in my video mixer all along. We got Richard in the chat. And they don't understand what's going on. It looks cool though. Yeah. Welcome to my life. I have no idea what's going on. But if I can make it look cool, then we're getting somewhere, right? Oh boy. What else we got going on in the chat? We got Kiara saying, "You've got the blue light. It's not just a clever name." Yeah, I know. It might be cool to change this up a bit. The weird thing is that I'm used to doing a feedback loop on the video signal that I'm showing up in, and we saw a bit of that last week. This time we don't have that, but I can rig up an internal feedback loop with this S-video cable. One of my analog RCA inputs is broken on this machine, and on a workshop Wednesday near you, I'll probably get that resoldered, because I got another Videonics MX-1 that's on the fritz, so it might be a parts donator. I don't know. It's kind of sad when these old machines lose their vibes. Yeah, so just wanted to come on here today and explore a little bit of what this video mixer can do, and that was the first order of business, was the chroma key. I honestly thought it was going to be a lot more difficult than that, so that's good. We're making good progress. There are a lot of things on here that you can do. If I hit this display button, you'll see it's got a menu. And you can create a bunch of different transition effects. And I swear, I know as much about this video mixer as you do, my friends. They say that a lot of times you can just hit the demo button. It's funny that Some people just use the demo button by itself at live shows. Let's hit that and see what it's gonna do. Hey! Yeah, it's pretty cool, but you can tell it's very, very early 90s demo vibes. Now, I'm not sure if that took and deleted the chroma key we had set up, but now that we know how to do that, it should be easy to know. Oh, get squished! Oh boy. Yeah, that is a freaky demo. It reminds me of those old Casio synthesizers where they have the demo and it shows you all the samples they got hidden in those little keyboards. Okay. So that was the demo. If I just hit this display button, sometimes I swear this machine, I've used it in a lot of music videos. I made over a dozen music videos for Key Era. If you're interested in those, I got a playlist on my channel. But a lot of the times, I get 2 signals to mix, and that's all I need. But you have to set it up in a certain way, or else it kind of flashes like that. Actually, that might be doing a good mix. Oh, is that doing chroma? Hey, look at that. Now I really do have the blue light. I've made a blue light. So I don't know what exactly happened there. It seems like maybe it's the CRT television. Oh my god, it's a lot. It's a lot. That's really cool. Yeah. So I encourage everyone to get some analog video equipment. Get some VHS cameras, and you got to get a video mixer. I do have plans to make one. I'm going to want to get liked and subscribed for that. I want to make a really small one for Eurorack. But not going to give away all my trade secrets today. Anyways, what should we do now? What I would really like to do is feed this signal into another feedback loop, if that makes sense at all. Looks really, really cool. Yeah, welcome to Feedback Friday. We're just here exploring analog video feedback loops. I suppose that chroma key does not count as a feedback loop, but we do have the feedback loop going in the chroma key. I think it looks pretty great. That's it. Show's over. Let's pack in and go home. No, I'm just kidding. We'll conjure something up here. I just have to have a little think, because I did a lot of thinking before the show just to get this all wired up the correct way. And as you can see here on this mixer, it has a broken output, and that's what we would need. That's what we would need in order to feed it into another feedback loop. Whoa, boy. Hey, if you join us on Tape Tuesday, you know I say tape at least 2,000 Tuesday times. And on Feedback Friday, you know what the word of the day is. It's feed. You gotta feed yourself. You gotta feed your soul. You know what I mean? Well, that's really cool. So, I didn't... let me show you what I'm doing here. So this video mixer is controlling the mix between the pure feedback loop, which you're seeing overlaid, and the video, which is also chroma keyed. Is that right? Let's see. Actually, no. So this is the naked VHS signal of me, and then 50% up on the T-bar here, you're getting 50% of the chroma key. That's cool. I didn't know that. And then if you keep pushing it, it starts mixing in the feedback loop to full power. Now, one thing maybe I'll show you this while we got the CRT feedback loop going here. So as you can see, I got myself a little teeny tiny Toshiba TV. I like this one because it kind of reminds me of a 303. Let me just get this cable out of the way. Now, it's been just perfectly aligned right there, and you can see you can really dive into a into a feedback loop. I'm just trying to get that. You will have some strobing sometimes. Yeah, it's freaking out on me. These things can happen. I'm not too big on the VHS glitch. A lot of times these old machines glitch anyway, so you don't really need to lean too far into it. But all right, so what I'm trying to show you here is it's too much light. Oh boy. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my TV and just start twisting it. And that's going to create all sorts of fractal patterns. And you can get all these different mathematics. Galactics, I like to call it. VHS galactics. So this is sitting at a little bit like a 90-degree angle. And as you zoom in, you will see all sorts of feedback patterns. The one that's really cool is a nice 180-degree. Ooh, look at those triangles. Sometimes you gotta try another angle when things don't exactly work out, but things are working pretty good today, I must say. Okay, so that's a 180 flip on the CRT. Now this is really cool when you have a picture going through there because it flips itself. And this is just pure and raw CRT video feedback. And let's see here. Is that chroma key still working? Looks like it is. So that's pretty awesome. This is so cool. I can't wait to, it's starting to look like I need to get some more video mixers. Geez, you can never have enough gear if you want to really experiment with it. And that's really the true ticket of the analog video freakiness is experimentation, and you got to have enough mixers and signals to experiment with. It's like you got to have your own little periodic table of elements going on. Let me see if I can change up the color. Sometimes you can get this to hue cycle, and that's a really cool effect when it does the hue cycling. But oftentimes I feel like you need to send a signal into it in order to get the hue to really change. Otherwise it just immediately stabilizes, as you can see. So I can kind of change it to green here, and it just stabilizes right there on green. And then I turn the tint over to blue, and it stabilizes. So if there's, I guess I just don't have quite enough equipment here to really push the limits of this. But because ideally I'd be able to send in this signal that you're seeing now back into the TV, and then that would be doing the feedback loop. And then you could really get a lot of cool echoes flying off everything. And this is really cool, especially when you have something like a turntable, not the one for vinyl records, but you can put things on turntables and spin around, and they'll just echo in this super beautiful fashion in the feedback loops. And the really cool thing about analog video is that you can't really copy these patches. I have all these machines patched in together in a specific way. And if you tuned in last week for the first episode of Feedback Friday, the patch was completely different, and we got a lot of really, really cool stuff going on there. We had a Tachyons Plus. Maybe that's what I should get. I should break out the Tachyons and put it in the middle of this CRT feedback loop. And we would get some strange glitches and stuff. But I still want to maybe try to get this signal into another feedback loop if I can. What we might have to do is take this video signal with the superimpose and have that go through. Let me have a look around, see if I can make that happen. It's just so cool. I swear I could stare at these things all day. There we go. I'm floating. Straight to the top like a bubble in the sea. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that old 80s and 90s TV static. You could just stare into the static. We got JJ Huggins in the chat saying future retro. That's right. Welcome to Kiara is saying welcome to CRT Infinity. It's infinite because it's a feedback loop. Now, the thing is, with feedback loops, you may have heard them with audio before, and they're not very desirable with audio because they just stabilize on a real high-pitched sound. But with video, it's a lot different. I'm not sure if it's because the signal is slower, or I feel like it's because the signal is a little bit slower than audio, so the way it howls around. But it's also visual, so the TV could be solid white and that wouldn't necessarily hurt your eyes. Whereas with sound, that will hurt your ears because it just howls around and doesn't sound very good. The thing is you can do this digitally, of course, but because digital is so fast, I feel like it has something to do with the speed, but also the way the analog video runs, the light. Digital kind of just, it likes to stabilize in a real pastel green or pink color, and it, depending on the shape of the screen and things, it doesn't give you this type of beautiful magic. Look, I'm on the grid. It looks like I'm getting ready for the next Tron movie, although that one was... You guys seen the trailer for that? It looks like it's just bright red. Yeah, what happened to the blue, man? You gotta have the blue light. Anyways, well, so if I can, I'm going to grab this tachyons, and we might mess around with the signal chain. So just give me 1 second there. Okay. So I got my tachyons. Vortex decoder. You have to special order these things from Tachyons Plus. We had a lot of fun with this last week on Feedback Friday. Oh, I got to flip that around so that you can see the Vega V. I think that's a V for Vortex decoder. Now this is a super powerful, glitched out analog video. It's a super video processor. That's the base model, and these are getting pretty hard to find these days. So if you can find some, pick them up. I think this is an Archer. Anyways, here I am once again, giving away every single one of my trade secrets on live television. I do it for the love. I do it for ya. Okay, if I can get this awesome machine plugged in here. And we can mess around with the signal chain just a little bit more. All right. I'm just going to set this down next to the Videonics. Actually, I think what I'll do is I'm going to take this Videonics and just put it to the side. There we go. That's a happy Tachyons Plus. All right, so you know what I like to do. I like to explore a little bit. It's always a bit of a studio session live stream when you come hang out with me. All right. Okay, so looks like we got power. So we can power in and fire in to the Tachyons Plus. You're gonna need a lot of these old yellow video cables, and I got a few handy right here. There's one. Let me grab another one. Okay, so let's see. Let's think about what we want to do here. Okay. So let's see. So we have this video signal here that's doing the chroma key, and that might be really cool to just feed that straight into the tachyons. But I kind of wanted to add a little bit of variation to this, to the CRT television feedback loop here. So maybe we'll try that first. Now I gotta get the right length of cables here. Okay, so I got a long boy cable. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap this out. I'm going to swap out the feedback loop here. I'm running that with I'm running that with the Videonics MX-1 over here, and then we got another one over here. Okay, so that'll be actually okay. I can kind of tell why one of the analog inputs on my other Videonics broke because it's a little bit tight. Okay, so that's just how it was set up there, but it's a little bit of a longer cable. So what I can do is I can take that long boy cable, it's right here, we're going to plug that into the video, or no, sorry, whoa, into the tachyons. Okay, and then I'll take another video cable, and so this will be in the chain. All right, so now you should be able to see that those scan lines will turn into hopefully something really cool looking. Yeah, look at that. Now that's a that's really, really freaking cool. So that's the magic of the tachyons. It does all sorts of strange things. I won't begin to try to explain, but let's see if we can figure out what's going on here. We're still running that chroma key. Okay. Wow, that's freaky. I'm just gonna reset a bunch of these knobs here on the tachyons. Try to start fresh. Make a fresh patch. Look, I'm going with the music. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Let me zoom in a little bit more into the CRT. There you go. Now we got some hue cycling. And that's when you get those really nice rainbows. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what we can come up with here on the tachyons. There's a lot of strange things. It's weird because, like I said, you can't really repeat these effects. These patches they're kind of one-off. If you like it, you gotta capture it in the moment. You can try to take pictures of these things sometimes, but most of the time, it's kind of a one and done dealio. Now that looks cool with the chroma key. It's kind of like the superimpose that my Panasonic is just doing. At some point, the chroma key, I feel like it inverted itself, or I'm not exactly sure. It's kind of strange. It should be going on the background. Maybe we'll have to redo that here. That's just mixing, isn't it? Whoa, that's cool. I like that effect. Okay. Let's get back onto this tachyons and see what kind of strangeness we can conjure up here. Now that's cool. It's kind of like a freaky scan line. I don't understand how the chroma key flipped itself. It seems like it's taken lighter colors now. Do we dare mess with it? I got the video mixer just back here. Maybe we should try to get it back onto the background. Okay, I'll just go over here where the background is black and hit OK. Remember, it was so easy. Yeah, see, that's how it was when we started it. And that looks really cool indeed. And now I just kind of hit the chroma key button again. Let's see if we can get this to play. Yes, sometimes it doesn't like to play friendly. Okay, there's one. It should mix in. Oh, did it? It's just strange how it's reversing itself after we set up the chroma key. I just wanted that cursor to kind of go away. I guess we have to start over again. That's okay. Chroma key. Miss me. Now it's doing something very strange. It's mixing into the same thing with me in the middle. I'm sorry about that. It's being... I do this before every show, trying to get these mixers the way they should be. There we go. Okay. So if I hit the chroma key once again... Yeah, likes to switch the display. Let's see. I'll hit the display button. Oh, it's all over the place, isn't it? Chroma key. That's not playing friendly with me now. I've mashed too many buttons on this Videonics today. It's very confused. Maybe I'll shut it down really quick and do a quick restart. A lot of times that doesn't help though, as it seems to save some of these settings. Hey, look at that. Videonics, where'd you go? We need to know. All right, so let's see. Yeah, we're doing the same thing we were doing before. So, yeah, like I said, I had to do this before every show to get it to mix the way you're seeing right there. It's a strange video mixer. If you max out, if you take the T-bar all the way down or all the way up, it will throw you into that preview mode. It's kind of strange. So let's try this chroma key one more time. Oh, there it goes again. Dang it. I suppose I could hit the... I gotta... Yeah, it's not playing friendly like it did before. How did we get it? How did we get it so perfect on the first try? I swear. Not playing friendly with me. Let's just keep going back and forth between me and this feedback static. All I wanted to just chroma key. That's what we get for messing around too much, right? See, I could chroma key that, but it's not really going to work. So let's see if I can switch the input somehow. That's what I'm trying to do, is switch the... Cut to... See, then when I get it to cut to the right... Oh, maybe that's why Videonics went out of business. No one could figure it out. They couldn't cut through their frustrations long enough to make it happen. Chroma key, let's see. Maybe now I can mix it? No, as soon as I start mixing it, it kicks me out of chroma key mode. What a bummer. We're just all over the place now. I've hit way too many buttons. It's definitely not going to be doing... It's not going to be doing the right thing. Well, perhaps we should shift gears here. And, well, we got the chroma key working, so that's pretty cool. So, but I just want to try one more time. See, it keeps freaking out. I don't know what. There we go. Hey, what did I do? It's I swear, sometimes you're about to give up, and then the universe says, we were just testing your faith, and then it lets it work for you. Boom. Yes, it was worth the trouble. It was worth the trouble. Look how freaking cool that is. Okay, so I'm not going to touch, I promise, I won't touch the Videonics after all of that trouble. But I will play around with this. Well, that's how the trouble started, because there was that little cursor jobber there. Maybe I'll just hit OK one more time. And now it's gone solid. Come on, come on. You got your color. Get out of there, little cursor. I swear I'm always fighting these cursors. I guess I suppose I could just corner it. Bye. Sometimes you have to work around things in a strange way. times can get a bit strange. All right, so I am messing around with the tachyons here, trying to find a really cool patch. One thing that it's missing some color, and I can change the color of the lighting I have here, but it's not really gonna change what's happening on the CRT feedback loop at all. So let me change these knobs up. Yeah, it's weird. So now I'm mixing in. Sometimes things just don't exactly work out the way you intend them to, and that's part of life. Well, you just flip this TV back around. That might help us out a little bit more. You got to be right side up to figure things out most of the time. Yeah, that's nuts. You want to get nuts? Holy moly, that's freaking out. Okay, so I should probably reset some things on the tachyons here. Just getting a lot of strobing happening. Now that is something that you fight with quite a lot with the analog video. All right, so I've reset pretty much all the knobs. Zoom in a little bit more into the CRT feedback loop. Let's see how that looks. Hey, that's looking pretty cool. There we go. That's crazy. That is crazy business. Yeah, so I hope you guys have had fun figuring out my first chroma key ever. I've never done this in the analog world. I've done it digitally. It's a bit more straightforward digitally, especially when you're not trying to complicate it by adding in circuit bent gear. Yeah, that's crazy. It's like, oh no, the analog video, it's got me. Whoa, that's cool. See, the strobing can be kind of cool if it's a bit more mellow. When it gets too fast, you can really freak out with it. That looks pretty cool. I like that. That's really nice. See, it takes a lot of time and patience to find a patch you really like, and then sometimes it has a mind of its own and strobes out. But this is a very warm, cozy feeling analog patch that we've just come up with. So I kind of want to enjoy that for a minute here. Maybe I'll cue up a song before I let y'all go. Yeah. song I'm going to play for you is J.J. Huggins' Wild Ride, because we've been on quite a wild ride today. It's usually what we like to do on Feedback Friday, is get a little bit galactic with analog video. Once again, this is J.J. Huggins' Wild Ride, and it's the Electric Archaic remix. I did this a long time ago, about 2004, and I promise you I'm not a dinosaur. Check it out. It's looking pretty cool now. I like when it goes nice and red. I got my video cables on. I'm feeling like Mr. T. And what I'm talking about is Mr. T-bar. Because you know all these video mixers, they got a T-bar. Mr. T. Woo! Yeah! Thank you all so much for joining me on Feedback Friday. Give me a like and subscribe. We got J.J. Huggins in the chat. Nice song, my man. He's talking about, you want to get nuts? Joker products. Yeah, Joker products are great if they're jokes. Let's all push forward for a very clean future here. No chemicals. Nature knows best, my friends. Don't ever forget that. And when you can really tap into the galactic nature of things, now you're getting somewhere. We got J.J. Huggins saying it looks like that movie Altered States, 70s psychedelic. That's how they did a lot of this psychedelic video effects in the 70s, just by using analog video. Once again, that was J.J. Huggins' Wild Ride. Thank you for joining me on this wild ride of mine. Don't forget to get out to your local thrift shop and see if you can find some working camcorders. Also look for some cassette recorders. It's all analog at the end of the day. Sometimes you can fix these things and make them work. That's why it's fun. Oh, I love you all, and I love this planet. And I know that you love this planet too. Give me a like and subscribe. It's free for me to ask, and it's free for you to do. Join me on Tuesday. We're going to have Tape Tuesday. That's all about making cassette tape loops and running my Tascam 414. It's a lot of fun. We do it every week. I'm going to get subscribed for that. Thank you all. And just remember, you're the one. Have a good weekend, everybody. Tape Tuesday. That's on Tuesday.